Hey guys, it's Nat here. Today we're going to be talking about pay to win on Reboot. That's right, pay to win on Reboot. So the first one is we know that it's with pets. So I'm just going to talk about this one first. And I know that some people may know some of this stuff that we'll be talking about, but not everyone knows this. So that's the reason why I'm making this. Okay, so with pets. Now, yes, we know that pets they help us pick up items, but it's not just that. There's more to it than just that. For example, there's these items right here, these buffs. So if you look at the corner here, I have these auto buffs. Even if I try to disable them, they just come back refreshed. See that? They come back. Now, let's say if you're doing bossing and you die and you respawn, the auto buff won't appear right away. I don't know if it's just my character or what. Or maybe it was a way. Maybe it was something when the company like coded the game. I don't know what it is, but when you die, you won't get the buffs right away. It takes some time. I think it takes like 10 seconds after you die, something like that, before the buff comes back. So yeah. So that's with the item buffs. They're really helpful because you don't always have to buff up. And if you're like someone like a Xenon who takes forever to buff, or I think a Phantom too as well, like you don't want to just sit there and just buff up all the time. So that's why we have pets that have it for us. The next is Cure All Potion. Now, if you do bosses like Chaos Root Abyss, like Pierre, or if you do Pink Bean, they have a skill like that will item lock you. Like in Chaos Root Abyss, Pierre the clown, um, when you fight Krusty the Clown, like he will do that spinning move with fire, and when you're in the fire, you get item locked. Well, having Cure All on your pet, you don't have to worry about that. Same thing with Pink Bean. With Pink Bean, Pink Bean will always try to item lock you, and you don't get affected by that. This is extremely effective when bossing because you're not just sitting there doing nothing. You get the cure all, and you don't have to click on it either. It's like an auto thing. That's what's really good about this. The next is the potion setup. So if I go to my options and my alerts, I can let's say a boss will hit you for like 50 or 60% of your HP. Doesn't really matter, but let's say they whenever they hit you, right? If it goes past 60%, as I have it set up right here, um, you just get automatically healed. And then I have the MP whenever I use about 95% of my MP, or sorry, 5% of my MP, I'll automatically get healed. Because I'm using elixirs, they both heal HP as well. So it's kind of a way to get like extra healing in a way. Because sometimes when you heal, sometimes the pet it like bugs out and it won't heal you a second time. Or let's say sometimes a boss will hit you 2 times. This is a way how I have it set up to where I'm always healing. And but you have to understand that some boss rooms have cooldowns on potions. There's also items like this too, Potion Pot. Now with Potion Pot, it doesn't work like the way you think it works. Before, back in the day, you can use Potion Pot to bypass the potion cooldown. This does not work anymore. I have tried it. So I just thought I should mention that really quickly. But yeah, pets they can definitely help you do bossing because you don't always have to look at your HP all the time or the you're not item locked and you're constantly healing in different ways. So that's one with the pet. Okay, so now the next one is with Maple Tour. Now with Maple Tour, you could actually pay there's actually pay to win on Maple Tour as well. Now, from what we know about Maple Tour, we know that you get 2 free entries, and then the other 5 you have to pay for it. Now, there are some events that give you free access, like you can get like a ticket to go in. There are events that are like that, but those are events, and events are not there for ever. So I'm not gonna talk about events. Okay, so Maple Tour, you can go on Maple Tour a total of 7 times a day, and you get 2 free entries. The way to get in is that you're going to actually pay with Maple Points, 300 Maple Points, to be able to do a run. So now you're probably wondering, how do I get Maple Points? Okay, so how do we get Maple Points? So to get Maple Points, you have to go on a non-reboot character. Now, this is a reboot video, okay? This is a reboot video, but you have to go on a non-reboot character, and you have to go to the cash shop. And in the cash shop, if you go to the search, you would type in maple points, and you see these right here, right? You can actually purchase maple points with NX. Okay, that's probably the best way on getting maple points. The next one is with VIP. Now I do believe it's silver and above. Now I have attained all of these before, except for diamond. Actually, I think I did. I think I got diamond before. But with this right here, I think it's like once a month you get maple points. Like this one here for silver is 300. Sorry, 3,000, 6,000, and then 9,000 maple points. And the bronze ones, you don't get anything by being bronze. The only bad thing about this is that you don't have it forever. Like I stopped playing for a while, and it even shows you how much you need. This is like 250 bucks pretty much. Yeah, for the next tier up. So yeah, that's how you tier up and be able to obtain these. But it's only I think you only get these like once a month. It's not like a week or anything like that. So it's not as good as you think it is. I don't think it's worth it. I'd probably just get one of these. Like this is like what, 50 bucks for like 50k maple points. It's still very expensive, but yeah, you can get them from here. So the next way of doing it is actually through the free market. So let's go in the free market here. Another way of getting maple points is actually through this lady right here. Now the way it works is like, actually I don't really know exactly how it works, but I have an idea on how it works. I've used it before long ago, and you can always go here to learn about it. But yeah, pretty much the way it works is like you're gonna be paying with mesos to get maple points. Okay, so that's what you can do. You can pay with your maple points to, sorry, you can use your mesos to get maple points if you don't want to use NX. That's another way of doing it. So let's say you have like a strong character on non-reboot, and you can like do bosses and like sell your stuff and get mesos. Then you can use those mesos to get maple points through her. So that's one way of doing it on a non-rebooted character. You just have to understand that like maple points is shared through the whole entire account, regardless if it's reboot or non-reboot. Okay, so the next one is with Arcane River, and it's your dailies. Now, it gets really boring and really repetitive to do your dailies every single day. And the higher the level you are, it gets pretty annoying. Like, if you have a whole bunch of these symbols, these arcane symbols, it gets really annoying to try to level all of these. So that's why we have this guy right here. She should be in every town in like, you know, the Arcane River areas. He should be in all of these towns right here. Um, so yeah, Spiegelman, you click to him and you'll see these right here. 0 out of 2, 1 out of 0 out of 1, and you can pay to do your daily quests. And it says, was it Era Spectrum? I don't know what that is. I think one of them is like your daily quest, and one of them is like the quest, the party quest. I think that's what it is. I'm not sure. And I think 0 out of 1 and 2 0 out of 2. I think that depends on your level. I'm not sure about that, but pretty much what you need to look at is that it requires 600 points. I don't know if that's 600 points to complete the whole thing, or is that 600 points to complete 2 out of 0 out of 2 to complete 2 of them. It's 600 points, or it could be only one of them, which makes it total of 1,200 points. I'm not sure, but this stuff right here is super expensive, and to be able to do this every day, you need a lot of maple points to do this. But the point is, what I'm trying to show you is that you can progress quicker in the game because you can complete these. You can complete these, right? Let's see here. When you can level up these really quickly, so you're progressing quicker and you get stronger because you get like, you know, arcane force and your strength or dex or whatever your class is. So finishing these will make you really, really strong because in the maps, some maps require a certain amount of arcane force. Like this one's 360. It depends. Like this one's 600. So being able to come here and just pay for your dailies, it saves you a lot of time in the game. So you're progressing quicker. Um, but yeah, it costs a lot of mesos to do this step. Okay, so that's pretty much it. Now we're going to talk about how much would all this cost, like how much maple points. Now we're mainly going to be focusing on my stats, and that will give you an idea on how much it would cost for you. Because I know that when I click to this guy, it might say something different for the person, and also what if you don't have this arcane symbol or this one, or maybe you have more than me. But yeah, I'm gonna give you we're gonna do my stats, and then maybe you guys can kind of apply it to yours, and you'll see how much maybe you need. But yeah, so I think it's for to complete this. I think it's 1,200. I don't know if it's 1,200 to complete both or if it's just 600. But if it's just 600 and for all these it's just 300 to complete this one, 600. If it is like that, then it's about a total of 4,500 maple points. But if I'm wrong and that only counts for one of the quests, then you're looking at a little under 10k to complete everything in here, and that's a lot of maple points for one day. That's a lot. And that's just for this. And then you have to think about how much it would cost for the Maple tour over here. That's about 1,500. Because you get 2 free entries, right? If you get 2 free entries and you can only go there a total of 7 times, that means you have to pay for the other 5 times. And I believe it's 300 Maple points. Well, that's not bad. 300 is pretty good. And then you just times that by 5, and that's how I get this. And that's for every day. Then you take this number, then you times it with the amount that I had before with the other one, and then 11k. So you need to be able to make this. Well, for me, I would need to be able to make this number every single day for Maple points, and that's a lot. So I would, because that's like 10. That's a little more than $10 a day that you would spend on just doing your dailies. And then this is every day, and then I have to times this number by 30 days, right, for a month, and you're looking about a little under 350 bucks if you were to do pay to win every single day. Now, you would be able to progress quicker doing this method, yes, but is it worth it? I don't think it's worth it. I really don't think it's worth it. I would recommend going on a non-reboot character. I'd recommend going on a non-reboot character and getting them really strong to where you're going to be able to make a lot of mesos off the bosses that you do, and then make maple points off of selling the items and using your mesos to purchase maple points. I'd be doing that method because I think I think that's way better. But then the thing is that you're putting the time to level the character and stuff like that. So I guess it depends on the person. But yeah, I just thought this video right here would be helpful for a lot of people because like some people don't even know that there is pay to win in Reboot when there actually is. So I think the biggest one is with the pets because it is easier to do bosses. At least for me, I find it's a lot easier to do a lot of bosses, especially for some characters. And yeah, you can progress quicker in the game if you have maple points. I want to just throw this one for a bonus, like another way of making maple points. Um, if you go on the website in the community where the forums are, usually they do events, and if you win on these events, they usually reward you with maple points. I have won like the back to school event a couple times, and yeah, sometimes I'll get like 10k. I guess it depends on what the reward is, but yeah, sometimes they have these events. If you just browse through that, and yeah, you can win maple points off that. But but yeah, there's that, and then of course events, like I said before. But events is only there for a certain time, and then sometimes events they have like little tickets that you can use that will give you access to the Maple tour. So yeah, that's pretty much it, and I'll see you guys in the next one. I just want to add one last thing to this. Now, what I mean that you'll be progressing quicker in the game, I mean you'll be progressing the same way in the game. It's just the amount of time that you put into the game, which will help you progress quicker. Because not everybody has that much time. For example, for example, you'll be saving a lot of hours because you don't have to do all of your dailies and those quests and stuff like that. You don't have to do all those. you'll be able to finish them really quickly by just paying with Maple points. And then because that step is done, you have a lot of time to do other things in the game. That's what I mean. So pretty much the pay to win is just like you saving a lot of time throughout the day. But is it worth it? I'll leave that up to you to decide.